Ovation Fundraising Group is proud to introduce the Safe to Support program for our fall fundraising season. Safe to Support options include personalized virtual kickoffs, online ordering, and curbside or home delivery. Traditional fundraising is still available, including in-person kickoffs, brochures and order forms, and an on-site school delivery. Whatever your situation, Ovation Fundraising will work to find solutions that provide the resources you need and the peace of mind we all hope to achieve together.
Well, good evening and welcome, MCDA family. I'm so thankful that you chose to click on the link and be a part of our virtual awards this evening. You know, it's been a year of firsts, and this is our first ever virtual banquet. I tell you, I miss seeing you guys' faces, but I'm so excited to pause for just a moment in this strange time and honor so many of our membership that's worked so hard and given so much to our organization and to the choral art. We truly, this year, have experienced choral music inside out. Before we get to our virtual awards, I do want to pause and thank our board members. These wonderful folks have served a 2-year term that they definitely did not sign up for the various meetings we've had to have over Zoom, for cancellations of banquets, and just so many things that they've addressed for their different districts. We give them thanks. As I read their names, I encourage those of you joining us live or even later to give us a like, a love, a thumbs up, or whatever you can do on that YouTube link to tell them your appreciation. From the Central District, Jason Bartlesmeyer. From East Central, Alan Rizzo. From KC Metro, Elizabeth Brockhoff. From Northeast, Ryan Cooper. From Northwest, Christy Ottinger. From South Central, Amy Brammer. From Southeast, Jamie Sepulvedo. From Southwest, Melanie Soul. From St. Louis Metro, Carrie Fitzpatrick. From St. Louis Suburban, Curtis Heinrich. And from West Central, Warner Bailey. Thank you all very much for your leadership. Let's begin with our very first award as I introduce the wonderful Ryan Sullivan as he presents the Teresa Joe Wilson Memorial Scholarship.
Greetings, MCDA family. My name is Ryan Sullivan, and I'm here to present the Wilson Memorial Scholarship with you today. The Teresa Joe Wilson Memorial Scholarship was established to honor the love and dedication that Teresa had to music education. Her career spanned 39 years and 2 states, where she taught singers in every grade from kindergarten to undergraduate students. She loved her students, she loved her singers, and above all else, she endowed them with the gift of high self-expectation. Her mark on MCDA will be evident for years to come. She served our choral family in a variety of capacities. As RNS chair for children and youth choirs and high school choirs, as an honor choir coordinator, district rep in St. Louis Metro, and as a resource for other beginning teachers. But most importantly, she was a loving friend and a mother. Indeed, she was my mother, and I am so grateful. Before her fight against breast cancer ended in 2013, she established a fund through MCDA to support music education upperclassmen in the state of Missouri, to encourage their completion of studies, and to draw attention and to support for these wonderful people who represent the future of choral music in Missouri. It is with great pride that I announce Connor Lovelace as this year's recipient of the Teresa Joe Wilson Memorial Scholarship. Connor is a senior at the University of Missouri-Columbia, and in his insightful essay about the strengths of an effective music educator, he wrote extensively about the importance of supporting individual student growth in the classroom, and as a teacher, the value of being a lifelong learner. This young teacher will be a light to the next generation of singers. From wherever you may be watching this video, please join me in congratulating Connor Lovelace as this year's recipient of the Wilson Memorial Scholarship.
Hi, my name is Connor Lovelace, and I'm a senior vocal music education student at the University of Missouri-Columbia, and I'm incredibly honored to be this year's recipient of the Teresa Joe Wilson Memorial Scholarship. I will work hard to honor her legacy as I move forward throughout my career in music education. Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Amy Krinke, and I'm the president-elect of MCDA. Next, we would like to recognize the recipients of the Outstanding District Director Award. Central, Michael Folk. East Central, Natalie Moore. KC Metro, Mike Shirley. Northeast, Rebecca Murphy. Northwest, Vanessa Parsons. St. Louis Metro, Elizabeth Baird. St. Louis Suburban, Brian Parrish. South Central, Debbie Futrell. Southeast, Ellen Sayer. Southwest, Monica Reynolds. And West Central, Karen Dollins. Congratulations.
In the spring of each year, our membership offers nominations for the Prelude Award, the Podium Award, and the Luther T. Spade Award. After nominations are received, these are voted on by the elected members of the Executive Board, including the 11 district representatives, the President, the past President, and the President-elect. One additional award, the Opus Award, for Outstanding Choral Composition, is voted on by our current resource chairs. For tonight's first award, the Prelude Award, this is presented to an outstanding member of the Missouri Choral Directors Association in their 3rd, 4th, or 5th year of teaching. At this time, I would normally ask previous winners to stand, but instead, I will magically scroll them right here. If you see a name there, tag them in the post and congratulate them once again on this fantastic honor. One nominator of this year's Prelude Award winner commented that he took the road less traveled and challenged himself personally and professionally by moving to South Africa and becoming the assistant director of the Drakensberg Boy Choir School. His investment in these young singers as a teacher, a mentor, and a role model was incredibly impactful. While these experiences can stand alone on their own merit, not only did he go to South Africa, but his greatest moments have come in the past fall when he became co-director of the Springfield Street Choir. One administrator commented, "He is always eager to serve and does more for students than they could ever dream, all without being asked. He has an innate sense of being a choral educator and is destined for some incredible future growth." Personally, I remember when I met our winner of this evening's Prelude Award way back in 2012, when he was just a college freshman and he slept on the floor of my hotel room just so he could attend our conference. Now that is commitment. Please help me congratulate and welcome this year's MCDA Prelude Award winner, Kenny Kabak.
Hello MCDA, my name is Kenny Kabak and I'm the 6th through 8th vocal music teacher at Westport Middle School in Springfield, Missouri, and I am your 2020 recipient of the Prelude Award. I would like to thank my nominators, my good friend and colleague with the Springfield Street Choir, Katie Kring, and then 3 huge mentors in my life. First, my professor from Missouri State, Dr. Cameron LaBar, good friend Jerry Scott, who I know is advocating and mentoring many of us in the state, and then of course our past MCDA president, Willie Grega. I've been a member of MCDA for, I think, 8 years. Kathy Bott, you might have to check me on the math on that, but I joined MCDA the summer after I graduated from high school. I was eager, I was fresh, and I was excited to just jump into this pool of knowledge and of resource and skill and just see what I might find. And I found that that was one of the most life-affirming choices I could have ever made. I'm humbled to be a part of this organization that seeks to uplift and inspire their membership, particularly the student members and the new teachers. Actually, in fact, MCDA has been a major catalyst for my growth with access to great resources, but access to even greater human beings and musicians. So when standing alongside my colleagues that are also new into this music profession, I sometimes stumble and wonder why I was selected for this award, particularly when there's so many of us out there who are doing such great work in the community. I think sometimes it's easy to be our own biggest critics, and we need to find and surround ourselves with people, positive spheres of influence that can affirm why what we're doing is worthwhile. So what I can say though about this generation that I'm representing today is that we are a dynamite generation. We're hungry and we're eager to take these students and provide for them a high caliber music education, something that's life affirming and something that's going to go on from generations to come. So speaking on behalf of young music educators all over the great state of Missouri, this Prelude Award is actually for them. It's for all of us. Your students Your children, your children's children, they're going to be in great hands because you, MCDA, have empowered us and our generation with the tools to equip us to go out and make a continued impact on our world through art, to bridge the gap through communities, through the arts. So thank you for that. There are many ways that I plan to take what I've received from MCDA and pay it forward to my future students, but one way that I really want to make note of is that I'm going to continue to challenge our students, to challenge your students, my students, for the years to come, to think, to express, and to live outside and beyond the status quo. I'm finding that that is where the magic lies. Thank you so much for trusting me and for honoring me with this award. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your summer, and best of luck this school year. We can do this. We're artists. Thank you.
The Opus Award is presented to a composition exemplifying the highest standard of choral music. This composition must either be written by a Missouri composer or commissioned by a Missouri choral ensemble. To discuss the meaning of this fantastic composition, let me first welcome Brian Von Glan from Platte County High School as he shares the story behind the music.
Hi MCDA, my name is Brian Von Glan. I'm the Director of Choirs at Platte County High School, and today it's my honor to speak with you about a wonderful piece of music from a very talented man. In the fall of 2016, Platte County experienced one of the worst things we could possibly experience to our community. We lost a young man, Landon Jaros, at the age of 4 after complications of his fight with leukemia. Now, this story is all too often heard, but this young man lit up this community like nothing I've ever seen. He would lead the football team out onto the field. He was a huge supporter of Kansas City sports, especially with his time getting to spend some opportunities with Sporting KC as well as others. But this family has been part of the community for a long time, with both Dad and Grandpa being fellow Pirates. See, Dad, Todd Jaros, is also one of our PE instructors, baseball coach, football coach, just an outstanding man in the community. Well, during this time as coach and educator in Platte County, he got the opportunity to work with one of our colleagues, David Brewer. David Brewer used to work side by side with Coach Jaros, working with the football team. We got the opportunity to spend time and really see Landon at his best. In response to Landon's passing, David did what any musician could. He found his solace in his understanding in music. That day when he heard of Landon's passing, David went and wrote "Welcome Home" in honor of Landon Jaros. We were honored to first perform this at Platte County, and then honored to share it with the membership at the Missouri Music Educators Association convention. It has also been shared with Oklahoma State University, and today we share it with you. Congratulations, David, and thank you for this amazing piece of work.
The Podium Award is presented as circumstances warrant to an outstanding member of ACDA who has made exemplary contributions to the choral art as evidenced by distinguished performance. Here's a list of previous honorees. I don't know what to do, but I know that I am here to listen and love you. Action must be taken to enable opportunities like this to occur for more students throughout the country. These are quotes from singers who participated in the performance that we honor tonight. These raw feelings were on display on that stage. This energy was felt throughout the room. There were tears of hurt, tears of sorrow, tears of pain, tears of joy that this came together for just the 42nd public performance of this work in the perfect place. And tears of hope that we will do better as members of humanity. The vision to meet this need of injustice in our society in this way is unprecedented. Tonight's joint award winners for the 2020 Podium Award are Dr. Jan Taylor from Prairie View A&M and Dr. Paul Crabb for their performance of William Grant Stills' And They Lynched Him on a Tree at the 2020 SWACDA convention.
First, let me say how honored I am to be co-recipient of MCDA's Podium Award. I humbly accept this honor and simultaneously recognize how many MCDA colleagues have impacted the hundreds of students with whom I've had the pleasure to work. They and I benefit from your teaching. This award is a result of a project several years in the making. After presenting lectures of lesser-known American choral works to colleagues overseas in 2015, I began to search for a way to bring to life William Grant Stills' And They Lynched Him on a Tree. Whereas at one point in my career, the difficulty of this work's subject might have made me avoid it, recent tragic murders and current social climate motivated me to pursue this project. Fortunately, in 2019, the stars finally aligned and the project took form. These stars that aligned included, number one, having students with the talent, the depth, and the maturity to tackle the music and to study its meaning. Number two, facilitators to help find the right audience and venue. And I thank Brian Hartman from Liberty North High School and our regional president of ACDA, Julie Yu. Three, a colleague from Texas willing to take a risk along with her choir to collaborate with Mizzou. I thank Prairie View A&M University and my friend Dr. A. Jan Taylor, whom I met during a collaboration in Columbia in September of 2019. I thank student Marcus Jarrell Ruff and my colleague, Dr. Brandon Boyd, for introducing the two of us. Finally, I thank MU and I thank the Mizzou School of Music for their philosophical and their financial support for this project. As educators, many of us adhere to the process over product axiom, which was never more true for me than during the preparation of this work. Conversations about the ugly history of lynching in America, our mistreatment of fellow human beings, and potential steps towards solutions to correct systemic problems that have plagued us for more than 400 years were all a part of our musical preparation. These discussions often took large chunks of our rehearsal time as we listened, we learned, and grew together as an ensemble. And each and every discussion was worth every second. The significance of the project increased in intensity during our two rehearsals with Prairie View A&M in Little Rock. Can you imagine meeting the choir for the first time and you say, hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. And then you begin the opening lines of this work. MU's choir began with the opening lines, "We swung him higher than the tallest pine. We've cut his throat, so he ain't going to whine." Fortunately, Dr. Taylor and her students were gracious and welcoming, and they opened their hearts to us. Our final rehearsal prior to meeting with the orchestra included a 30-minute organic, spontaneous discussion where students from both choirs talked about their personal experiences, their concerns about this project prior to meeting in Little Rock, and the deep effect it had on them. This unforgettable exchange of honesty, vulnerability, empathy, and the sincere desire to accept and understand each other was without doubt one of the most meaningful educational experiences I've ever had. In closing, I want to thank all of you again and express my sincere appreciation to you for this award. I have so much respect for my colleagues across the state at all educational levels. Our state is strong chorally because of your work, from preschoolers through community and church choirs, and I'm grateful for the job that you do. The world is a troubled place, which means the arts must play an increasing role in our education. Through the visual, theatrical, and musical arts, and through our willingness to tackle the difficult human topics, our efforts will give society a chance to change and to heal. I challenge each and every one of us to reach out, to break boundaries, and to use the arts to contribute to this change that will allow each and every person to reach their full potential. Thank you. Dr. Taylor was unable to do a recording because she had a sudden death in her family. So she's asked me to read her statement on her behalf. So these words are from Dr. Jan Taylor, Prairie View A&M University. To the membership of MCDA, I regret that I am unable to appear even virtually at this year's conference. However, I am grateful that I could submit these few words of appreciation to all of you as co-recipient of MCDA's Podium Award. Thank you for this honor, which I so humbly accept. When Paul Crabb contacted me to ask if I was interested in a collaboration of the performance of William Grant Still's piece, And They Lynched Him on a Tree, I had no doubt in my mind that this was the right time and climate in which to present this long neglected work. As the students in the Prairie View A&M University Concert Chorale and I prepared the music of this piece, we discussed it in terms of its significance as a musical artifact and as a documented depiction of the brutality that Black people suffered in times past. However, it was not until the Prairie View A&M and the University of Missouri choirs came together for rehearsals in the Little Rock for the SWACDA performance that we all began to realize and process the true significance of this collaboration. During the rehearsal, the day of the performance, the students, without provocation from me or from Paul, began one by one to express the emotions the words held for them. They and we began to unpack how those feelings were related to current events of social injustice and racism during their lifetimes and in this current year of 2020. As a Black woman who comes from an era when discussing racism in mixed company is considered taboo, I was struck by the fact that these young people represented a new generation of Americans from all racial and cultural backgrounds, a generation of people who have expressed a commitment to openly discuss, acknowledge, and to dismantle systemic racism in this country. So I am especially grateful to Dr. Paul Crabb for his vision to consider a performance of this piece for the Southwest ACDA 2020 conference. The collaboration was symbolic of the way the people of this country should come together to work toward justice for all people.
The Jeff Sandquist Presidential Award for Excellence is presented at the will of the President of MCDA to recognize extraordinary service or dedication to the organization. Here is a list of our past recipients. To me, this award is for those MCDA members who go above and beyond, behind the scenes, without the need for accolades or recognition. This evening's recipient is just that. In his role as district choir coordinator for more than 20 years, he has been hard at work behind the scenes with consistent revisions to our All-State Handbook, dealing with sanctioning requests with Misha, ensuring the audition process has fidelity, assisting with the All-State experience at Tantera, and much, much more. His work over his tenure has been second to none, and we are so thankful for his years of service. I am so honored to present the 2020 Jeff Sandquist Presidential Award of Excellence to Mr. Dana Self.
Hi, MCDA friends. Thank you so very much for this wonderful honor. I am truly very grateful. When Stephen phoned me a few weeks ago to let me know that I was the recipient of the award this year, I must admit that I was beyond shocked. I don't remember a lot of the conversation because in my mind, I began creating a list of the many other people who give of their time and their talents each year to make MCDA the wonderful organization that it is today. I'm truly honored to be the recipient of this award and will cherish it for many, many years to come. When Brian Reeves asked me if I would be willing to take on this position back in 2011, I never dreamed that it would be a position that I would be holding on to for over 8 years. So I'm deeply grateful to Brian for believing in me and allowing me the opportunity to work alongside such wonderful and amazing people over the course of these years. I simply want to say thank you to the men and women who serve as our district choir coordinators each year. I've always said that everyone should have to have that opportunity at least once during their teaching career, because until you have it, you really don't have a real appreciation for the number of hours and the multitude of details that they are dealing with to prepare for our district ensembles each year, while at the same time starting a brand new school year, managing their families, and so on. So district coordinators, thank you so very much for all you do for our teachers and our students each year. I've enjoyed getting to know each one of you and learning about the wonderful things that are taking place throughout the state of Missouri. You make difficult decisions each year throughout the audition process, but you always make decisions that are centered around what is best for the students in your district. So thank you for that. So teachers, please take just a minute to thank the district coordinator from your district for all that they do each year for your students and for you as well. I would like to say a special thank you to the MCDA presidents that I've had the opportunity to work with over the years: Brian Reeves, Jonathan Owen, Willie Grega, Nathan Rudolph, and Stephen Rue. And also to Janice Bradshaw for her friendship, her guidance, and her attention to detail. And to my St. Louis Metro friends for being such wonderful colleagues and dear friends. And I know that Connor Scott will do great things as he transitions into this position as the district choir coordinator. So thank you again for this wonderful honor. I'm truly grateful to work with each one of you. So stay safe, stay healthy, and I wish you the best as we embark on this new school year.
According to the selection criteria, recipients of the Luther T. Spade Award demonstrate excellence in choral music training, performance, and scholarship, with a long-standing commitment to choral music in Missouri, positive communication with colleagues, and active participation through service and leadership in MCDA. Here's a list of our previous nominees. Tonight's Spade Award recipient is yet another example of an educator with a servant's heart. Through his teaching and leadership roles, it has never been about him. It's about others. Always what is best for others. He communicates and leads with care and is a master of asking questions that open a dialogue key to problem solving. I've witnessed him on countless occasions willing to help the most mundane issues while having a great sense of the whole in mind. He is an excellent choral technician, and his choirs sing with tremendous technique, artistry, and passion. It is so hard to get a high school choir to incorporate all three of these elements, but his choirs consistently deliver in these three areas. I truly could go on and on about the content and the character of this man and how he shows it to each and every one of us. It is with great honor that I present the 2020 Luther T. Spade Award recipient, Mr. Brian Reeves.
To Stephen, the leadership of MCDA, district representatives, resource chairs, and the entire membership, thank you so incredibly much for this honor. One I never ever thought would be in the cards, one I never thought I would be worthy of consideration for. I can't thank you enough. Thank you very much. Sometime around the first or second year of my teaching, I got a call from MCDA and asked if I would be interested in being what they called an R&S chair, repertoire and standards chair. And of course I was going to say yes. I was interested in service. These were the lions of our profession asking me to be involved. These are people who I idolized, people who I wanted to be like. And so of course I was going to say yes. Thing is, it was R&S chair for male choir. Now, I'd never been in a male choir. I didn't know anything about male choirs. I didn't have a male choir at my school. I didn't even have any men. And so I was nervous. So I got involved, and I just became very insecure, being around all these incredible teachers, and I didn't feel like I was an authority on the subject. I did a bad job. Bruce Dickerson was the editor of the Reporter magazine at the time. That was the MCDA magazine. And I did not do a good job with the articles, and I felt really guilty about that. And when my term was up, I just figured I blew it. Like, no one's going to ask me to do anything again. Did a terrible job. And I remember thinking that if I could get asked again to do something at some point, man, I was going to make the most of it. And it wasn't going to be for a lack of trying. I may make mistakes, but I'm going to work really hard. Well, years went by, and some 15, 16, 17 years later, I got a call, and it was from Bruce Dickerson. And Bruce asked if I would be willing to serve on the ballot for MCDA president, to be one of the candidates for MCDA president. And that experience completely changed my life. It changed my life personally and professionally. It made me a better teacher. It made me a better leader. And I think a lot about Bruce, and I think about that ability to give somebody a second chance, that ability to be somebody who believes in somebody else. I've tried very hard to pass that forward in these ensuing years. It makes me think about MCDA, what MCDA has meant to me, the importance of MCDA in my life. MCDA has taught me how to be a choral director. MCDA taught me how to be a leader. And I also think MCDA served as an incredibly important network for me of not only colleagues, but of friends, and friends I'll have the rest of my life. Once again, thank you incredibly much for this award. Thank you.
And now the moment we've all been waiting for. I know so many of you are excited to see our very first MCDA Virtual Choir. So before we close things out, let me say a special thanks to Mr. Blake Richter for his work putting the video together. I cannot wait for the time that we get to gather once again and sing together. I'm so thankful for our MCDA family, and I look forward to the months and the years ahead as we work together to better the choral art in our state. Wishing you well, my friends.
I love to sing with you. How I love to sing. I love to sing with you. How I love to sing. I love the sound of our voices blending together. Every note we sing gets better and better. The music that we make will last forever. I love to sing.
Thanks again for coming to awards, guys. We'll see you soon.